What is up, TKW Warriors? Our first fantasy booking. I'm ready.
Should we show them what we're fantasy booking for? What's the end game to all these fantasy bookings?
The fantasy booking championship.
No, you're not the champion.
Because I am winning. AJ Styles versus Triple H. It's the first SmackDown Live after WrestleMania 34. New WWE Champion Shinsuke Nakamura opens the show, comes down to the ring, picks up a mic. He's about to start cutting a promo when AJ Styles' music hits. Former champion gets in the ring, says he wants his rematch tonight. Shinsuke looks like he's about to give AJ his answer when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out. They're standing on the ramp and they're demanding a shot at the WWE Championship. They were screwed out at Rumble, screwed out at Fastlane. They weren't even on the WrestleMania card. And they want a shot at the WWE Championship. AJ says that he's the former champion. He deserves a one-on-one rematch. And they don't get an opportunity. Shinsuke grabs his mic. AJ's mic. Sets it down in the middle of the ring. Stares at him and says, "I'm champ now. We do things my way." AJ's visibly upset. And D-Bride's music hits. Walks out, smug grin on his face. Looks at AJ, looks at Sami, Kevin, Shinsuke, nods his head along with the yes chants, and says, "The main event of SmackDown Live, AJ Styles and new WWE Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. If Sami and Kevin win, at Payback, it's a fatal four-way match for the WWE Championship." So the main event of SmackDown Live comes, and it's KO and Sami versus AJ and Shinsuke. Put on a great match. AJ and Shinsuke look like they're about to end it. AJ hits a Pele kick on Sami, knocking him off the apron on the ground. Shinsuke sets up Kinshasa. Looks like he's about to end it. Kevin Owens kind of getting up. Shinsuke takes off towards Kevin. Kevin grabs AJ's arm and pulls him down. Shinsuke hits the Kinshasa on AJ. Shinsuke doesn't know what to do. Kevin rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. At Payback, it's a fatal four-way. The next 2 weeks come and go. AJ cutting promos on Sami and Kevin. And just typical SmackDown Live. And the second week, Shinsuke beats Sami by DQ when Kevin Owens comes out and attacks him. The go-home show starts out with AJ backstage talking to Shane, saying how it's unfair that Sami and Kevin are in the WWE title match, and it's basically 2-on-1-on-1 because they're a tag team in the WWE Championship match. Shane tells AJ he has some good points and that he's got a plan and to go get ready for his main event match against Kevin. Camera cuts to Sami and Kevin. They're standing backstage talking, and Shane walks around the corner, slowly walks up to him, looks him up and down, and says, "Sami, pack your bags and get out of the arena. You're barred from the arena tonight, not just ringside." God. Kevin comes to the ring. He's pissed off. He wants to take out AJ and Shinsuke. And AJ's music hits. He comes out with Shinsuke Nakamura. Kevin and AJ have a great match, and KO hits a pop-up powerbomb out of nowhere. And Shinsuke jumps up on the apron, distracting the ref. Kevin gets the visible pin. He sees that Shinsuke's on the apron, runs over, knocks him down to the ground, gets in the ref's face, yelling at him. He needs to be paying attention. He had the match won, and AJ rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. So AJ has momentum going into the Payback Fatal 4-Way. As soon as the bell rings, Shane McMahon's music hits. He comes to the ramp and says, AJ had some valid points earlier. And just to ensure that Sami and Kevin will not be co-WWE champions at the end of the Payback pay-per-view, it's an elimination Fatal 4-Way match. So the Payback main event is set. Fatal 4-Way elimination match. AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, WWE champion Shinsuke Nakamura. All 4 men standing in the ring, staring each other down. The bell rings, and as soon as it does, Sami and Kevin get out of the ring, walk up the ramp, and go backstage. AJ and Shinsuke don't know what to do. They're confused, but it's a WWE Championship match, so they start going at it. 15-20 minutes go by, and Sami and Kevin return to ringside, with AJ and Shinsuke beaten and battered down in the ring, and KO grabs a mic, walks right up to the apron, looks at AJ and says, "Welcome to the new era." The lights go out. You can hear something's happening in the ring. They come back on, and Triple H is hitting a pedigree on AJ Styles. The crowd is going insane. Shinsuke Nakamura is obviously confused. Triple H looks down at AJ and says, "It's time my NXT talent is treated like the main eventers they are. Not stuck in the main event of a B pay-per-view with an old man." Shinsuke looks at Kevin and Sami, and they're laughing on the outside. Looks at Triple H, and Triple H is smiling over AJ. He runs over and he pins AJ. Shinsuke, Sami, and Kevin are the only 3 men left in this match. Sami and Kevin jump in, they start beating down Shinsuke and eliminate him easy. And Sami and Kevin are left. They're staring each other down. And Kevin lays down on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn is the new WWE champion.
Hogan style.
Yes. 2 nights later on SmackDown Live, AJ Styles opens up the show. He comes down to the ring, microphone in hand, wearing a suit. Everyone's confused, but the crowd still chants, "You got screwed, you got screwed." And AJ simply says, he was right. NXT talent should be showcased. That's why I've requested my SmackDown Live contract termination.
No.
Yeah. And he walks out. Next couple of months carry on as normal. Sami and Kevin causing havoc and Daniel Bryan protecting them. And then the Monday night after Raw's Battleground comes up. And Triple H has a huge announcement. The crowd can't wait to hear it. It's been rumored for weeks what it is. And his music hits. He comes down to the ring. And Corey brings up the last time Triple H was seen, he took out AJ Styles at Payback. Triple H grabs the mic, brings it up to his mouth. He's about to speak when AJ Styles' voice says, "Welcome to the phenomenal era." The crowd goes crazy. They pop bigger than they have all year. The camera pans out and you see AJ jump the barricade, come in from the crowd, and start attacking Triple H. Hits a Pele kick, knocking him down in the middle of the ring. Steps onto the apron. Stephanie McMahon walks on the apron and starts yelling, "You don't know what you're doing. Stop. AJ, if you do that, you're arrested. You don't work for this company anymore. You are not under contract." AJ springboards. Phenomenal forearm. Jumps the barricade. Gets out of the ring. The next week, Stephanie McMahon opens Raw. Demands that AJ Styles come down to the ring. AJ jumps the barricade, as he did last week, and stands at ringside. Walks over, grabs a mic, and Stephanie stares down at him and says, "You don't know what you've done." Styles grins, and he's about to begin speaking, and Stephanie cuts him off. "But I do. So, if you want to be on Raw so bad, you can earn it in your match tonight against Braun Strowman. If you win, you're officially a Raw superstar. If you lose, AJ Styles is blacklisted." So there's a lot on the line for AJ Styles. The Raw main event comes up and AJ enters first. As Braun's making his way down to the ring, AJ's a full sprint, springboards off the top rope, hits a phenomenal forearm to the outside, knocking Braun on his ass. To put it slut, yeah. AJ gets up, gets back in the ring, turns around, and as he turns around, expecting to see Braun on the ground, Braun's on the apron getting into the ring. The bell rings, and it's a Lesnar-Styles type match. AJ gets thrown around like a rag doll for 10-15 minutes. Braun picks him up, he's going for a running power slam, and AJ slips off and rolls out of the ring. Braun's pissed off, tells the ref to start counting. It gets to about a 5 count, and Braun steps out of the ring and says, "I don't win that way." And he collapses as soon as he gets to the ground. The ref's confused. He walks over and sees AJ throw something back under the ring, and he's, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" AJ rolls back in the ring. 8, 9, 10. Replay comes on the screen, and as Braun stepped out of the ring, AJ Styles took his knee out with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
But the referee doesn't reverse the call. AJ Styles is officially a Monday Night Raw superstar. The next week, AJ's first week as an official superstar for the Raw roster. He has a match. 2-on-1 handicap match against The Bar. He comes down and the match starts, and Cesaro and Sheamus have AJ on the ropes. It looks like they're about to beat him, like they should, when Triple H's music hits. And out comes not CEO Triple H, the cerebral assassin. Leather jacket and sledgehammer. Walks down to the ring, brutalizes AJ Styles with the sledgehammer, grabs the mic and says, "If you don't want to step out of the main event, I'll make you." SummerSlam, Styles versus Triple H. And he walks out. Go home show to SummerSlam. AJ opens the show and he wants Triple H. He wants revenge. He wants to pick the stipulation for their match at SummerSlam. And Triple H appears on screen via satellite. He tells AJ that if he wants to pick the stipulation, he has to win his match tonight against The Bar and Samoa Joe. AJ accepts his fate, goes to get ready for his match. Main event rolls around and AJ comes out, getting ready for his match, waiting for his opponents to come out. Samoa Joe comes out, gets in the ring, looks AJ in the face, and says, "We've come up in this business together. We've run the indies. We've both shown out in Japan, and we have made an impact."
Oh, dirty word.
The crowd goes insane. The Bar runs down and starts attacking Joe and AJ. And AJ and Joe get the upper hand, and 5 minutes into the brawl, Joe rolls out of the ring, puts Cesaro in the coquina clutch, and the bell rings. Sheamus misses the brogue kick. AJ kicks him in the abdomen. Styles clash. 1, 2, 3. AJ grabs the mic, says #1 contenders match to the Universal Championship, and walks out. So the match is set. At SummerSlam, AJ Styles versus Triple H. #1 contenders match. SummerSlam comes around and it's been a really good show. Roman Reigns retains his Universal Championship. Sami Zayn retains his WWE Championship against Bobby Roode. And the main event comes. AJ's music hits. The crowd goes insane like they always do. And Triple H comes out. Sledgehammer in hand. Starts charging for AJ. Swing and a miss. AJ hits a Pele kick, knocking the sledgehammer out of Triple H's hand. And the bell rings. AJ and Hunter put on a clinic, absolutely stealing the show. And about 30 minutes into it, when AJ and Triple H are both down, Samoa Joe's music hits. He storms down to the ring, knocking the ref out. AJ gets up to his feet first. Joe's picking up Hunter. Looks like he's about to do something. And he drops him. Turns around, hits the Uranagi on AJ, and puts him in the coquina clutch. Triple H gets up, hits the pedigree, pulls the ref into the ring, covers AJ. 1, 2. The ref can't get his hand up. to count 3, and AJ kicks out. Triple H loses it and hits the ref over and over with the sledgehammer. Triple H turns to AJ and methodically paces around him, lifts the hammer slowly. And AJ hits a low blow on Triple H. Picks him up, Styles clash. Steps on the apron, phenomenal forearm. Pulls him back over in the middle of the ring. Steps back out on the apron, springboard 450. Pins Triple H, but there's no ref. Shane McMahon comes out. Runs down to the ring. Takes the ref's shirt off of him. Puts it on. 1, 2, stops counting. Shane stands up, stares at AJ, and says, "You left SmackDown Live for this?" He looks at AJ, takes off the shirt, walks out. Triple H begins to stir. AJ sets him up for another Styles clash when Triple H hits a low blow on Styles. Hits a pedigree and sees there's no ref. Gets out of the ring, puts on the referee's shirt, covers AJ 1, 2, 3. Triple H goes over to JoJo and says, "Triple H is the number 1 contender to the Universal Championship. Announce it or you're fired." He's the CEO.
Wow.
If he wants to ref his matches, he can.
Oh my gosh.
The next night on Raw, Triple H comes out and says he has finally rid the WWE of AJ Styles and announces he will be relinquishing his number 1 contendership. And the new contender will be determined tonight in a 10-man battle royal involving Sheamus, Cesaro, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Jeff Hardy, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan, John Cena, and The Miz. The winner will face Roman Reigns next week.
Wow.
Just listen. The battle royal is about to be underway. The ref goes to ring the bell. AJ Styles jumps the barricade, jumps into the ring just as the bell rings, making him an official participant in the match. Immediately, Joe and the Bar go for Styles, but Joe lunges and AJ pulls the top rope down. Joe falls out of the ring, eliminating himself. Sheamus and Cesaro beat AJ down, throw him into the ring post, and he falls out of the ring, but he's not eliminated. 10 minutes go by. Only 2 men left in the ring are Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. Seth clotheslines Jason to the apron, along with himself, and they're trading blows on the apron. Styles runs in and hits a Pele kick on Rollins, knocking both of them to the floor. AJ Styles is the number 1 contender to the Universal Championship. The next week, neither AJ or Roman are seen until the main event, where Roman enters first with a microphone and no Universal Championship. He gets into the ring and says, "Sometimes when someone has enough money and you've got something they want, you have to make a decision. I had to make a decision tonight. Defend my Universal Championship against AJ Styles, or let Triple H buy it off of my shoulder. And as you can see, I'm not going to be defending Triple H's Universal Championship tonight."
Oh, man.
AJ's music hits, and he's furious. He walks out of the ring, goes right up to Roman, missing with a clothesline, and gets speared. Roman walks out, goes up the ramp. Just as he's about to walk out, Triple H hands him a briefcase. Roman goes to the back, and Triple H walks down to the ring with the Universal title on his shoulder. Triple H grabs a mic, stares into AJ's eyes, and says, "At Extreme Rules, you'll get your title match against me in a non-sanctioned match." Triple H hits AJ with a low blow, completely destroys AJ with the Universal Championship, followed with a sledgehammer shot to the knee and a pedigree. AJ isn't seen until Extreme Rules, so for the next 2 weeks, Triple H is on TV promoting their match and explaining how he will end AJ. He'll bust him open with the sledgehammer, disfigure him with the Universal Championship, and end his wrestling career when he drives his skull into the mat with a pedigree. Extreme Rules is finally here. AJ hasn't been heard from, and his music hits. 20 seconds into it, AJ limps out, his knee obviously still hurting, and his head bandaged up. Out of nowhere, Triple H attacks him from behind. The help from Samoa Joe, The Bar, and Roman Reigns He gets AJ to the ring, and they're tearing him apart. They all hit their finishers, and Joe puts him in the coquina clutch, while Triple H looks under the ring and pulls out a sledgehammer. He slowly climbs into the ring and begins hitting AJ's legs. Hits AJ's arms. And he looks at his backup and he says he can handle it. And they walk out of the ring and go to the back. Triple H slowly lifts the hammer, very similar to SummerSlam. And just as he's about to strike AJ in the head, Styles kicks him in the gut and rolls him up in a small package. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles is the new Universal Champion. Triple H is outraged and begins to take out Styles, and he does everything that he said he would do. He destroys AJ Styles. After the second pedigree, Hunter grabs the mic. You want to do this, Styles? Well, we will. And I can guarantee you'll end up somewhere you don't want to be. At TLC, it'll be AJ. It won't be AJ Styles versus Triple H. It'll be Paul Levesque versus Alan Jones in a 3 stages of hell match for the Universal Championship. Loser retires from all in-ring competition. And due to the beating AJ received, he's only featured on screen once before TLC. And all it is a tweet from AJ that says, at TLC, I don't care what the stipulations are. I will retire Triple H, and I will remain the Universal Champion. Next week, to open the show, Triple H is in Kurt Angle's office backstage, and he tells the world, at TLC, their first match will be a chairs match. That's all the information that Triple H gives. 2 weeks later, he tells the WWE Universe their second match is a tables match. And on the go-home Raw to TLC, Triple H is shown on the Titantron and says 3 words. Wait and see. And Raw closes out. Yeah. TLC is finally here. The crowd silently awaiting the main event. AJ Styles versus Triple H for the Universal Championship. Triple H's music hits. The universe erupts into a sea of boos. AJ Styles follows suit and makes his way to the ring. Gets in the ring, still unaware of the third match stipulation. That doesn't bother him. He immediately starts going after Triple H with a chair and goes off on him. After the 13th chair shot to the head, he backs off. Steps on the apron. Gives Hunter a couple minutes, lets him get to his feet. Doesn't see the chair in Triple H's hand. Springboard. Triple H hits AJ in the head as he goes for the phenomenal forearm. Triple H falls into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Triple H is up. 1 fall. Referee separates him, gives him the 30-second interval. Triple H gets out of the ring, sets up a table on the outside, rolls back in, grabs AJ, takes him to the apron, hooks his arms, looks into the crowd, looks at the table, and AJ flips Triple H over him and onto the ground, just missing the table. AJ goes over the ring post, climbs to the middle rope, hits a crossbody on Triple H as he's making it to his feet, knocking him down and out. Styles takes the table, leans it in the barricade corner, drags Triple H over to it, leaves him on the floor, doesn't set him on the table. AJ climbs into the ring, climbs to the top rope, steps onto the LED ring post, and as Triple H gets to his feet, hits a phenomenal forearm through the table.
Damn.
Yeah. It's tied, 1-1. The next 5 minutes of the match, AJ getting to his feet, he walks around next couple minutes asking every single WWE staff member at ringside what the third match stipulation is. And everyone's answer is the same. Triple H hasn't told us. So Triple H has essentially bought himself time to recuperate. Triple H crawls over to JoJo, tells her what the third match stipulation is. And JoJo announces, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed by the CEO of WWE, Triple H, that the third match stipulation will be a finisher match, where the only way to successfully win the match is by hitting your finisher on your opponent. A moment passes and Triple H is still whispering in her ear. And one more thing. The Styles Clash and phenomenal forearm have been banned for the remainder of the contest.
Wow.
Triple H thinks he's officially made it to where AJ can't win, or so he thinks. Triple H climbs into the ring, smirking, slowly gets to his feet. Everyone can see that Triple H is in extreme amount of pain and can barely stand. AJ looks across the ring at Triple H in complete disgust, and he smiles. Triple H is confused, and Styles kicks him in the gut, hooks his arms, hits the pedigree. The crowd loses it. The referee doesn't know what to do. Goes out of the ring over to JoJo, and after a moment of discussion, the crowd goes silent. Here's your winner, and still WWE Universal Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ Styles retires the cerebral assassin Triple H from in-ring competition and retains the Universal Championship.
Wow. Okay, before I start mine, I did not write any part of mine with Jay, and I did not hear any part of his, because there's a lot of similarities, and even the finish is the same.
We kept this completely secretive.
As this isn't, y'all aren't gonna believe us, but we did, we swear. Okay. Oh, we're gonna start out good here. Mine starts the SmackDown after WrestleMania. Who comes out? Oh, mine's not the same. Good. Start off after WrestleMania. AJ Styles has lost the belt. Oh, it does. Shinsuke Nakamura opens up SmackDown with a championship celebration. Who should interrupt but AJ Styles? AJ Styles claims that he will be invoking his rematch clause at Payback. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come out claiming yet again that they should have a shot at the WWE Championship. The main event of SmackDown is AJ versus Kevin versus Sami for the number one contendership to the WWE Championship.
It's a little different.
AJ Styles hits the phenomenal forearm to Sami, but he rolls out of the ring, and Kevin rolls up AJ for the 3. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens at Payback.
Okay.
Okay, so next week. This is the second Raw after WrestleMania. However, the first one after the announcement of the second Superstar Shakeup. 2.5 hours into the show, the new Universal Champion Roman Reigns comes out and sets up his second open challenge for the Universal Championship. Yep. Nope, they don't want none because AJ Styles is the newest member of Monday Night Raw. As he is making his way to the ring, all of a sudden you hear, Bow down to the king. WWE COO Triple H comes out and says, AJ, you haven't done anything over on Raw to answer this open challenge. Roman, here's your actual challenger. I hear voices in my head. Randy Orton has been brought back to Raw. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns has a great 30-minute title match going back and forth. Roman Reigns finally retains by reversing the RKO into the spear. Alright, so we go into the next week. AJ Styles opens up Raw talking about how he was screwed out of the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship within the same week. He proceeds to call out Kurt Angle. The Raw GM comes to the ring. AJ says to him, I know that I haven't done anything on Raw since the brand split, but that's just because I've been on SmackDown. Everyone knows what I did before that. I think I at least deserve a number one contendership match. Before Kurt Angle could even finish a sentence, Triple H comes down. AJ, you can't just come here and demand matches, but I do like your drive. I have a series of 3 matches for you tonight. If you win all 3, you will be entered into a number one contenders match. And your first match is now. The first match to start off Raw, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Randy starts out dominating AJ, going after nothing but his ribs the entire match. Randy goes for the RKO, but AJ has the wherewithal to roll him up for the 1-2-3. At the beginning of your second hour, you get AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Also decimating AJ Styles, also going for the ribs. Samoa Joe locks in the coquina clutch, but AJ, the smart wrestler that he is able to shift his weight before he passes out and pins Joe for the 1-2-3. The starting of the third hour, you got AJ Styles versus The Bar. The Bar. 2-on-1 handicap match, just like yours. Now, this match is different than the last two. The last two, it looked like Randy Orton and Samoa Joe were trying to actually win the match. In this match, you can tell the Bar has nothing on their mind except for hurting AJ Styles. At this point, AJ came out to the match, bandages all over his ribs. Sheamus and Cesaro keep attacking AJ, tag in, tag out, and they keep going after AJ. Sheamus hits a trifecta of Irish curses, and then out of nowhere, Cesaro locks in the sharpshooter. I almost said shooting stars press. The sharpshooter. But then before AJ can even tap or get to the ropes, the bell rings. The crowd's confused. Sheamus and Cesaro are confused. But in their path to destroying AJ, Sheamus and Cesaro get disqualified for not getting out of the ring in time. They don't care. They were given another mission, and as soon as that bell rings and they finally figured out why, they went to go get chairs and they completely beat down AJ Styles. Triple H comes back out and says, "Congratulations, AJ. After the... where am I? Oh, here I am. You have made it to the number one contenders match. However, it starts right now." Randy and Samoa Joe come out, and it's revealed that it's a fatal five-way. Sheamus, Cesaro, and Joe continue to beat down AJ Styles and then feed him to Randy Orton for the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Alright, next week, this is the go home to Backlash. AJ Styles is nowhere to be found on this show. The injuries suffered last week were just too much for the Phenomenal One. Triple H, Samoa Joe, the Bar, and number one contender Randy Orton start out the show. Triple H reveals that this is Evolution 2.0. And they're going to run Raw until they decide that they're done. Roman Reigns' music hits. Roman comes out and stands on the stage. He has a stare down with this new faction for a good 3 minutes when all of a sudden, I can't sing that, so I'm just going to say Balor Club comes out. Balor Club is here, and they are standing alongside Roman Reigns. Triple H announces that for siding with the wrong man, Balor Club will be in a 6-man tag match against Samoa Joe and the Bar at Backlash. So now we have Backlash. The 6-man tag takes place in the middle of the main show. And though Joe and the Bar tried to use every dastardly trick in the book, Balor Club came through in the end with a magic killer into a coup de grace. In the main event, Roman Reigns and Randy Orton start off with some back and forth action, and then Triple H comes out flanked with a very pissed off Samoa Joe and the Bar. Trips motions to the Titantron, and Balor Club has been absolutely taken out in the back. Evolution 2.0 surrounded the ring. You could almost see Roman's spirit and confidence dropping by the second as he realizes the situation he's in. But before any real shenanigans could take place, Randy Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton is the new Universal Champion. Triple H picks up Roman Reigns and says, "I hope Shane likes getting Raw's losers because you're done on Raw." So you have the next night on Raw. Raw opens up with a video package of what happened in the main event of Backlash, as every Raw would after a pay-per-view. Evolution 2.0 comes out looking cockier than they have ever looked before. They have the Universal Championship, and the top two guys for the belt are either injured or on SmackDown. Randy Orton won his match last night without our help because... This is Triple H cutting the promo. Randy Orton won his match last night without any of our help because Randy Orton is a winner. That is why I brought him over to Raw after WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is the biggest loser we have ever had, and the only reason I didn't send him off earlier is because he got lucky and beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I brought AJ over here because I thought he was a winner, but obviously I was wrong. Evolution walk out and have nothing to do with the rest of the show. So we go to the next week. Triple H declares that Balor Club must be punished. He sets up 2 huge handicap matches. First, the Club, Gil Anderson, versus The Bar, The Revival, The Miz, and The Miztourage. And in the main event, it's Finn Balor versus Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Elias, Samoa Joe, and Kane. Obviously, in both matches, there's shenanigans galore. Neither Balor, nor Gallows, nor Anderson have anything close to a fair match. Nothing but numbers advantages and beatdowns. So, skip to the next week. Due to the vicious nature of the beatdowns from last week, all 3 members of the Balor Club have been sidelined, unable to even qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match in 4 weeks' time. Evolution takes a break from this week. However, it is announced that Samoa Joe will be placed in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match without even having to qualify. On this night, Elias, Cedric Alexander, and The Miz all qualify for the match. Put that one in there for you, buddy.
Yeah, Cedric.
Next week, this is another week that Evolution decided they didn't need to work. John Cena, Woken, Matt Hardy, and Seth Rollins qualify for the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. So at this point, it's Samoa Joe versus Elias versus Cedric Alexander versus The Miz versus John Cena versus Matt Hardy versus Seth Rollins versus question marks?
Vacant.
Vacant's going to win it all. So next week, Kurt Angle opens the show. He says that he is sick and tired of being bullied by Triple H and the rest of Evolution. So he has used his authority to officially add someone to the match, and that he will be revealed next week. Tonight's main event is John Cena, Cedric Alexander, Seth Rollins, and Matt Hardy versus Elias, The Miz, and The Miz Taraj. The winner of that doesn't matter. Alright, so now this is the go home to Money in the Bank. All participants in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, besides Samoa Joe of course, compete in one-on-one matches to get ready for this Sunday and get them some momentum. And then, in the closing segment of the show, Kurt Angle comes out. Kurt says that he is going to start throwing around his authority more because even though Triple H is above him, this is his show and he wants the best working environment for his talent. He says that the 8th and final man in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match is AJ Styles. The stage is set. Randy's is the only title not being defended because, of course. And the main event is your Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. The match is filled with a bunch of ladder spots. I don't want to get too much into detail. I'm going to let y'all's imagination go with that. Towards the end of the match, however, AJ Styles begins to get the upper hand. He bounces off of a ladder that is set up on the ropes and takes out Joe, Hardy, The Miz, and The Miz Taraj, who were at ringside. Alexander does another high-impact move with the ladder. Again, imagination goes wild. And he takes out John Cena, Elias, Seth Rollins, and most importantly, himself. AJ Styles crawls back into the ring, sets up a ladder, and begins to climb. He makes it to the top, and just when he's about to reach up, his leg gets pulled out from under him, and he falls directly into an RKO.
RVD.
Joe climbs up to the top and takes the briefcase down. Samoa Joe is Mr. Money in the Bank, and once again, AJ Styles got screwed. So the Raw after Money in the Bank. We open up this show with a full of piss and vinegar AJ Styles. He is red in the face because he is just so done with being screwed out of every opportunity he's gotten. He cuts a promo, a very impassioned promo. Triple H brought me over to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup, even though I had a guaranteed match for the WWE Championship over on SmackDown Live. I assumed he recognized my talent and thought he could apply it to the Universal Championship. Instead, he only brought me over here to make an example of me, to prove that everyone is beneath him. Well, I'm tired of it, and I am out here right now to challenge that scumbag to a match. And not just any match. I want him to put everything on the line. And not just a loser leaves WWE match. No, I want the loser of this match to be Benoit. Whoever loses, WWE cuts all ties, past, present, and future.
Dude, too soon. That hurt. God dang.
So the next week, with the huge gauntlet laid down, it is up to Triple H to make the next move. There's a tense tone to Raw this week. The situation is deemed out of control. Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, and even Vince McMahon have arrived at Raw to have a closed-door meeting. Not a single person is allowed in or even near the door. They even have the indie security guards blocking the door. Throughout the night, they cut to the door about 5 seconds before and after break. You can't hear or see anything, but the presence of so many authority figures adds a special real element to the situation. The main event of tonight's show is Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. As per usual, Evolution comes out. Before they are able to get involved, the lights go out. They come back on and flash and overload, so you still can't see anything. And as that happens, Balor music hits. And as the lights go back to normal, the entire Balor Club, plus one more member, are standing in the ring alongside AJ Styles. The new member bends over, throws his arm in the air and exclaims, "Adam Cole, baby!" AJ Styles smirks. He planned this all along. A massive brawl breaks out and AJ Styles, Balor Club, and Adam Cole, baby run Evolution out of the ring. After all of this, After all this, the cameras once again cut backstage. Backstage. The door opens and everyone has a very blank expression. Not good, not bad, just blank. All 5 of them begin shaking hands, and without a single word, they all walk away in separate directions. And that's how Raw ends. Cut to the next week. There's still so much buzz surrounding Raw right now. There's been no explanation. William Regal even took over duties for SmackDown as to make sure neither Shane nor Daniel Bryan slipped and let out what happened in that room. Kurt Angle starts the show with the same blank expression that everyone had last week. Kurt announces that at Battleground there will be 3 matches involving the situation. First, Adam Cole will be making his pay-per-view debut against Mr. Money in the Bank Samoa Joe.
Wait. Adam Cole, baby! We'll be facing Mr. Money in the Bank Samoa Joe.
Also, Finn Balor will be facing Randy Orton inside a steel cage for the Universal Championship. And in the main event, The Club is getting back together as AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson will be facing Triple H and the Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar. Kurt, this AJ Styles comes out, so this is his promo. Kurt, this is not the match that I wanted, and you know that. Of course I know that, AJ, but absolutely no one wants either of you to have your ties cut with the company. So now, this is the go home to Battleground. The show goes through the entire first 2.5 hours of every match getting hyped for Battleground this Sunday. Details aren't important because I don't care about any other match on the card except for the other 3. And after we come back from break from the last match, bow down to the king. For the first time, I just want y'all to know, I actually got the dates. This is July 9th, the real go home to Battleground for Raw. This is the first time since May 14th that Triple H has been on Raw. He comes down to the ring alone, and he just stands there for a few minutes, taking in all the boos. He almost has an expression of understanding and acceptance. He knows what awaits him at Battleground. He knows that it won't be AJ Styles, WWE superstar, standing across the ring from him. It will be, correctly spelled, Alan Jones, businessman, and Paul Levesque has harmed his business pursuits. He talks about how he won't be at Battleground, and then proceeds to walk out. The crowd is booing him out of the building. After about 2 minutes, time to play the game. Triple H comes back down to the ring wearing his ring gear. I know it's not the same old AJ Styles this Sunday, so I won't be the same Triple H I have been. I will bring back the Cerebral Assassin. I will bring back the King of Kings. And most importantly, I will bring back the game. The screen fades to black. So now this is a Battleground. At Battleground, the series of matches starts off with Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole Bay. After numerous Uranagis and super kicks, Adam Cole finally wins with the Panama Surprise for the 1-2-3. The next of the 3 is the Universal Championship match. Finn Balor comes so close to winning, but ultimately it was Randy Orton with an RKO out of nowhere for the win. In the main event, it was a grueling 45-minute affair. Towards the end, AJ Styles hits a pair of Ushigoroshis to Sheamus and Cesaro, and before he can hit one on Triple H just walks out on the bar and leaves them hanging out to dry. AJ tags in Gallows, the Club hit the Magic Killer, 1, 2, 3, and all the while AJ chases after Trips. So, the build to SummerSlam is not super important because we obviously have the match, AJ Styles versus Triple H. However, on the go-home show, it is announced that that everything has fallen into place and that the match between AJ versus Triple H, with not just careers, but names on the line here. And then in the match, AJ Styles goes over, Triple H cuts all ties, past, present, and future. And that is it.
Well, that went pretty well for our first ever episode of Fantasy Booking.
So, I guess I'll talk about yours first.
All right.
I liked it. You told me going into this that you had AJ Styles versus Triple H facing off a couple times. And I thought to myself immediately, okay, well, this is going to be a Bar and Seth Rollins situation. They're going to face off every week in a different kind of combination. And that's not what it was at all.
No.
It was It was the perfect flow of story. And even though they had to have a contractual rematch, it kind of fit in with everything. AJ just leaving Raw. Triple H being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
All my NXT talent's going to get pushed, and then I'm going to main event every pay-per-view after I say that.
Exactly.
That's what you're going for?
I was trying to portray Triple H as perfectly as I could.
That's Paul for you right there. That's such a Paul thing to do. So what about my Benoit story? Triple H just got Benoit.
Too soon, dude.
You know what that means, though? If that happened,
you hit me with the Benoit joke. That's not funny.
It wasn't a joke. AJ was serious when he said that. That wasn't a joke.
Hit me in the heart.
It wasn't supposed to be a joke.
But it was a well-told story, and we had two similarities that stood out to me, and Triple H being Paul Levesque, and AJ Styles being Alan Jones.
You can tell that CM Punk saying this isn't CM Punk talking to Triple H. This is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque. That left a mark on us.
Oh, duh. And Shinsuke being champion. That is the only similarity.
And Roman being champion. Did Roman? Oh, Roman did lose the belt at SummerSlam.
Roman gave it away. He wasn't really champion.
My Roman just kind of got screwed over too. Sent to SmackDown.
Roman didn't get screwed over. He made $1 million on that deal.
Not me.
I don't know how much money he made, but I guess I could make it up. But, well, I guess the last thing to do, vote in the comments below, and we will let you know who walks away with the Fantasy Booking Championship.
It's gonna be me.
And we will let you know the loser's punishment, and it will probably be done in our first lists video being published
next weekend.
Well, this has been Fantasy Booking Episode 1, AJ Styles versus Triple H.
I thought it went pretty good.
I thought it was just too sweet. This has been Jay King
and TJ Hunter. We hope you enjoyed this video, along with the rest of our videos.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at TKW_predictions. The link is in the description below.